Howdy folks, I'm Amazing Amaryllis, admirably accepting astounding accolades.
I'm Amber.
And here are more astounding accolades for me, and only me, to accept. Yes, thank you all very much. I have my flower power ready to go.
Yes, we're spring flowers now.
Let's get started. Out with the constellations, in with the spring flowers. Alright folks, and our first letter is titled, Am I a Jerk for Throwing Away the Lingerie That My Friend's Brother Bought Me? I'm a 19-year-old female and I've been living with my best friend, a 20-year-old female, for the last 6 months or so. We've been friends since forever. I've known her older brother, a 26-year-old male, pretty well too, because I'd see him when I was younger and at my friend's house when he would babysit us sometimes and drive us places. I've known him like my whole life. It was my birthday a month ago, and he bought me some lingerie, which I thought was really weird, so I just put it in my drawer. I threw it away a few days ago because I'm never gonna wear it, and, it just makes me uncomfortable because he bought it. He was here earlier, and me and my friends were talking to him. He asked me if I wore the lingerie yet, and before I could answer, my friend asked if the lingerie was the one that I threw in the trash, and I was gonna lie, but she told him what color it was, so he knew that it was the lingerie that he bought me. He started yelling at me for throwing it away because it cost him a lot of money. I apologized, but said that it made me really uncomfortable that he bought it for me. He told me that he was just being friendly and thought that I would appreciate the gift. He's accusing me of thinking that he's some kind of gross person and kept yelling at me until I cried and I went into my room. I just hated the way that he looked at me when he gave me the lingerie. It grossed me out so much. I don't think that he's a bad person or anything, but it just made me uncomfortable, and I didn't want to be reminded of the way that he looked at me every time I saw the lingerie. That's why I got rid of it. I didn't tell him all of this, though, because he would have been even more upset. My friend said that I kind of overreacted in throwing it away because he was only trying to be nice. I don't know. Am I the jerk? Alright, folks, what do you think?
No, not the jerk. He was not just being friendly. You don't give lingerie to someone just to be friendly.
Yeah, lingerie is one of those customarily intimate gifts. They're called intimates on purpose, right?
Right. It's very clear that he is expressing some sort of interest in OP, and she doesn't reciprocate, and she is well within her right to not keep this gift. She does not have to accept his advances.
Yeah, I think maybe OP might have been better off returning the lingerie to begin with and just rejecting the gift and saying, I'm sorry, I don't really feel comfortable with this, or something like that. But I can also understand why she wouldn't want to have a confrontation with a person who's now also shown that they're kind of have a bad temper and yell and stuff like that, right?
Right, exactly. And if she is aware that it gets kind of scary, I can understand why she would just accept the gift and try and quietly dispose of it.
Mm-hmm. So I think that OP isn't in the wrong here. And I think that this is a difficult situation because they're kind of up against this whole relationship dynamic with their best friend, right? Their best friend has a brother who is a creep, and he's insisting that he's not, and the friend isn't really helping in this situation either. They're not standing up for OP and telling him to go away, right? But let me know what you folks think. So anyhow, take care and good luck. And Ye Cortez01 says, lingerie. And how did he know your size? It's creepy. No normal man who knows any woman so casually is going to give her some lingerie. He crossed a boundary, and now he knows, not the jerk. And OP replies, I didn't try it on, so I don't know if he knew my size, but he probably just guessed. I don't know. Thank you. And Cautious Departure 92 says, the implication from the previous commenter is that he's been in your room to check the size before buying it. Make sure your door has a lock. And OP replies, oh, ew, no, I don't think that he would do that. Yeah, thanks. I hope not. I certainly hope not.
Mm-hmm.
And Forward Squirrel 8879 says, not the jerk. Giving you lingerie was creepy. Asking you if you had worn it was creepy. Yelling at you for throwing it away was creepy and manipulative. Yelling at you until you cried was abusive. He was not only trying to be nice by buying you lingerie. He was being inappropriate and he knew it. You do not need to accept or excuse other people's inappropriate behavior to save their feelings. You do not need to quiet your own discomfort to make someone else comfortable. You need to tell your friend that her brother is no longer welcome in the apartment. If she will not get on board with that, then get a lock for your door and start looking for a new place to live. And OP replies, thank you so much. Alright folks, and our next letter is titled, My girlfriend just sent me roses to my workplace and I don't know what to do with myself. Okay, in the break room at work, and I'm grinning like an idiot, and I don't know what to do with my hands, so I'm typing this out to get rid of all this nervous energy. I work as a mechanic, and my boss called me over to the office. I thought that I had messed up somehow, but he had a big bouquet of roses on his desk. He told me, this is for you. I was like, what in the world? But I read the card attached, and it said, just because, love, girlfriend. My boss laughed at me and told me that I had a good one and not to mess it up. He said that he would have to give me a hard time for it, but he's happy for me. Sure enough, the boys on the floor ripped me to shreds once they heard about it, but I didn't care. I was floating. Now I'm on my break and I can't stop thinking about how much this completely caught me off guard. Can someone please talk me down from going out and buying her a ring after work? Edit. Hey everyone, I'm finally off of work and I'm still really flustered, but I think I've calmed down. I don't think I'm going to go get her a ring today, but I have to do something. The problem is I don't know what. She deserves absolutely everything, but I can't think of anything that would equal this. I do have an idea of taking her on a last-minute romantic getaway this weekend. Also, to everyone asking, yes, the woman in my story is Casey from the previous posts. Alright folks, what do you think of this wholesome story?
It's so wholesome. I love it.
Yeah, so it seems like a very wholesome couple. But let me know what you folks think. So anyhow, take care and good luck. Alright folks, it is tea time. Grab your beverages of choice. I've got some tea right here, and Amber has a joke.
Pam, why were you so late for school this morning? Tim, I dreamed I was playing football and the game went into overtime.
That would make sense why he would be late. Overtime indeed. And I have a licorice spice. Alright folks, that's all the time we have for today. Thank you so much for watching. Happy special Sunday, folks! And you know what makes it special? You do. And Amber does too.
And Brian too.
Amber, we need some kind of moral advice and or guidance, and please have it in the form of a short poem.
Roses are red, violets are blue. It's nice to do sweet gestures for those close to you.
That is a good poem. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you all tomorrow.
Bye!